There we go. So welcome everyone to Chungsando's 7-week meditation program. Today is the fourth session in the series, Energy Vessels. Last week, we learned how to circulate energy with Om and Hum breathing and the water ascending, fire descending technique. To recap, the yin and yang energies that make up all things in the universe exist as water and fire energies in our bodies. And if you circulate them well, you can become healthier and sustain your youth. If you continue this practice, you will experience not only physical and mental health, but also enlightenment. Today's session will form another basis for a deeper practice. And again, everything that we're learning in part 1 of the 7-week course is to help prepare our bodies and our minds for a much deeper, more sustained practice. So we'll discuss energy today and learn about the channels that carry it. Just as there are railways for trains, roads for cars, and blood vessels for blood to flow, there are channels for energy to flow in our bodies. We'll also learn how to clear these vessels that are, in terms of energy, filled with blockages that could have the heaviness of cement and gravel. Once cleared and purified, these vessels can enable energy to move freely between the upper and lower tanjan, as you can see in this slide. So the upper tanjan is in a very, in this general area, we'd like to say above the eyebrows. So it includes the third eye chakra and the crown chakra, if you're familiar with the chakras. And then the lower tanjan is about 3 inches below your belly button. That whole, I guess the area below your belly button is the lower tanjan. So what are energy vessels? Our body is a highly intricate microcosm of the universe. When we receive cosmic light energy through meditation, the celestial light energy flows through the circuits of life. There are 8 circuits known as the 8 extraordinary meridians of energy. In our practice, we will focus on and learn how to meditate with 3 main vessels: the conception vessel, the governing vessel, and the penetrating vessel. In the East, the governing, conception, and penetrating vessels are widely used in meditation practices. The conception vessel flows top to bottom along the front of the body. The governing vessel flows bottom to top along the spine, and the penetrating vessel flows up and down vertically. And these are the circuits of life within our bodies where cosmic light energy flows. When our vital energy flows freely through these light channels, we become vibrant and healthy and gain confidence. However, if circulation is obstructed, we may quickly feel fatigued, and our mental health, including concentration and willpower, can weaken. From a spiritual perspective, blocked energy channels prevent us from connecting with the higher realm or the universe, which inhibits our human potential. The conception and governing vessels form a large loop around the central part of the body. Energy flows up our back along the governing vessel and down the conception vessel along the chest and abdomen. The penetrating vessel extends vertically from the crown chakra to the perineum, allowing the energy to travel faster. And the perineum is the lowest point in your body while seated, and it's located between the anus and the genitalia. So let us start by aligning our perineum with the 0 coordinates on the ground's imaginary X and Y axes. This will help you position your mind and your spiritual body at the center of the universe where energy is the most dense. Just as in the last session, as you let out your first deep breath, imagine your energy traveling down from your crown chakra to your perineum, along the penetrating vessel, releasing all of the trauma and negative energies you have harbored in your body. And when you breathe in, open the lower tanjan and imagine that you're letting in cosmic life and light energy. Fill your body with this energy as you raise your breath again to your crown chakra. After a few of these breaths, we will consciously rotate the fire and water energies up and down the penetrating vessel. Again, this cuts through the middle of your body, connecting the perineum to your crown chakra. Oh, excuse me. Let's practice breathing before we go into the fire descending, water ascending meditation. Please follow along with the video.
Close your eyes gently with a peaceful mind as you sit upright. Straighten your lower back to prevent the arising of impure thoughts. In your mind, draw the original cross of the cosmos and visualize a big circle around the cross. Align your perineum to the center of the cross. The moment your perineum gets perfectly aligned with the center, you dive into the vast ocean of creation transformation of the Muguk and become one with the entire universe. Empty your mind of thought and feel your breath as you breathe in and out gently in serenity. Focus on your lower dantian and bring your breath in deeper and deeper, slowly. Now, slowly and gently breathe out. As you breathe out, hold the thought of letting go of any and all dark energy out of your body, along with your stress, fatigue, anxiety, your grudges, and anger. Now slowly and gently breathe in. Open wide your lower dantian with your thoughts as you inhale the energy of light and life of cosmic creation transformation. We'll take a moment to focus on breathing.
So as you're breathing in and out, you want to bring awareness to your penetrating vessel, which connects the crown chakra with the perineum. And as you breathe in, start in the lower dantian or at the perineum and pull that breath and that energy up along the penetrating vessel until you reach the crown chakra, or you can stop in the upper dantian. And then as you breathe out, you're going to bring that breath and energy back down along the penetrating vessel until you get to the perineum, or you can rest in the general lower dantian area. Either works. So the most important thing is to bring your awareness to your penetrating vessel as you're breathing in and out deeply. And sometimes it helps to expand your lower belly as you're breathing in, because it allows more room for your diaphragm to expand. So again, bring awareness to your lower dantian as you breathe in. You're going to bring that energy up along the penetrating vessel, all the way to the crown chakra or your upper dantian, and hold for a few seconds. And exhale, release, and bring that energy and that breath down along the penetrating vessel, all the way down to the perineum in your lower dantian, and hold. And as you breathe in again deeply, you're going to bring that energy back up along the penetrating vessel, your crown chakra, and breathe out that energy back down the penetrating vessel. And just as you bring awareness to the penetrating vessel, try to feel that energy and that breath move through that vessel. As you bring your breath and your energy to the lower dantian, you bring it all the way down to the perineum. And if you feel any resistance or obstruction, that's fine. Just bring awareness to it. Because as you continue this practice, it'll get easier and easier and easier. So that's the process of purification. So now again, breathe in, bring your breath up along the penetrating vessel, to the crown chakra and hold. And breathe out and release everything. And bring that breath and that energy down along the penetrating vessel until you reach the perineum. And then you're going to continue this for about 5 minutes. Okay, so next we're gonna practice the fire descending, water ascending meditation technique, which we discussed last week. And last week we mentioned that everything in this world is comprised of yin and yang energies, which are complementary energies that help to establish balance in everything that's comprised in this universe, including including the human body. And in the human body, these energies are represented as fire and water energy. So the yin energy is represented as water energy, and yang energy is represented as fire energy. And just given the natural course, the nature of these two energies, the fire energy tends to reside in the upper tanjan, and the water energy will reside in the lower tanjan. And the purpose of this technique through meditation is to circulate these two energies so that you can create more balance in your body. And the way to do this is much like how we did just now with the breathing meditation. We're going to breathe along the penetrating vessel, which is the energy vessel that cuts through the middle of our bodies. But this time we're going to bring awareness to the water and fire energies in our body. So I always like to start with a deep breath in. So by bringing your awareness to the lower tanjan once again, just as we did earlier, you can either imagine a dragon, which represents water energy, or the moon. And in the video, they're going to use the sun and the moon to represent the fire and water energies in the body. And you can follow along in that way, but you can also try to imagine, close your eyes and try to imagine the dragon in your lower tanjan and the phoenix in your upper tanjan. And imagine these two entities, these energies moving up and down your body with your breath. But let's use the moon and the sun because that's what the video uses. So as you breathe in, you're going to try to close your eyes and picture a ball of light that will be the moon, and that embodies the water energy in the lower tanjan. And as you breathe in, you're going to picture that ball of light move up and along the penetrating vessel until it reaches your upper tanjan, and it's going to cool the upper tanjan with the water energy. And then when you exhale, you're going to picture another ball of light that represents the sun, and that's fire energy. You're going to pull that energy down along your penetrating vessel until it reaches your lower danjon. And you're going to allow yourself to feel the warming sensation of that fire energy. And as you continue to circulate these two energies consciously, you're going to create what we call earth energy. And that will be discussed in later sessions in greater detail, because it's going to require an entire session of its own for us to fully explain what that is. So just for now, just understand this as establishing as a technique that will help you to establish balance in your body of these yin and yang energies. So with that, again, when you're same as in the breathing technique, when you're breathing in, you're going to pull the energy up. And when you're breathing out, you're going to pull the energy down. And this time, that energy is going to be very specific to water and fire. So when you're bringing that, when you're breathing in, you're pulling up the water energy to your upper danjon. And when you're breathing out, you're going to bring that fire energy down to the lower danjon. The video will guide you. So just if you're not sure, just follow along. But if you understand this technique, and if you feel comfortable with this technique, you can also try to meditate with your eyes closed. Okay, so let's start.
Next, we'll do the mantra meditation to fill the inside of your body with the light of creation transformation of the cosmic Yulryo by using the sacred sounds Om and Hum. These sounds help accumulate the Yulryo of the grand universe in our body. When we meditate using the Om and Hum sounds, the energy of infinite light of the universe will fill up your body, and the energy of fire and water will begin to circulate again and again to create the ultimate earth energy. Creating the ultimate earth energy will lead to stronger immune system, healthier life, and confidence. During this process, your self-healing will occur. Your breath and energy of light will travel together through the penetrating vessel, which is in the center of your body. They will go up and down between the crown chakra and the perineum. As you exhale, chant the sound Om in your mind while bringing the fire energy of the upper danjon all the way down through the penetrating vessel to the lower danjon. Now, let the light of Om explode to be embedded within your lower danjon. Next, inhale deeply as you chant Hum in your mind. Bring the energy from the perineum to the crown chakra through the penetrating vessel. When the water energy from the lower danjon travels up to the head with your breath, explode the light of Hum to be embedded within your upper danjon. We'll do meditation to circulate.
So I want to kind of pause here for a second, because we will eventually incorporate mantra meditation, which is the Om Hum sounds while we meditate. But for today, it may be better for us to just focus on the water and the fire energies. So specifically the ball of light that represents the sun and the ball of light that represents the moon in our upper and lower danjon, respectively. But if you feel comfortable with this technique, and if you would like to incorporate the mantras, that's also fine. But there's definitely a lot going on in this technique. So, and we'll get to the mantra meditation eventually. So I'll leave it up to you. I'll leave it as an option. But for today, we're really focused on bringing those energies up and down along with our breath.
Circulate the water and fire energy using Om and Hum sounds.
again, as you're breathing in, you're bringing the energy up. And when you breathe out, you're bringing the energy down. And you're bringing the fire energy down, and the water energy up. So breathe in as you bring that energy up to your upper thigh. And we will explain the significance of the light explosion in later sessions, so don't worry about that. Everything has significance. And then as you breathe out, you're going to bring that energy down to your lower thigh. Okay, so that was great. We're going to try the same thing with the governing and the conception vessels. So, oops, let me just, and I'm going to show the slide just to explain. Let me see. Zoom share. Okay. I don't know why. Oh, I see. So let's see. Zoom share. So I hope everyone can see my screen. So this time, we just meditated along the penetrating vessel, which cuts through the middle of your body. But now we're going to circulate our energy along the governing vessel and the conception vessel. So which together will form a loop around our body. So, and we explained this in previous sessions, but just to recap, the perineum is the starting point of the governing vessel. And from here, as you breathe in, you're going to move your breath and energy up along the governing vessel, which outlines the back or your spine, um, along the back of your neck, along the back of your head. And you're actually going to move past the crown chakra, because most people think that the governing vessel ends at the crown chakra, but it actually moves down. It moves past the crown chakra down to the front of your face and actually ends at the philtrum, which is that gap between the upper lip and your nose. And then from there, you're going to continue your breath. As you exhale, you're going to carry the breath and energy down the conception vessel, which actually starts not at the philtrum, but it starts in that small gap between the lower lip and your chin. So you'll notice that there is a gap between, there's a space between the governing and the conception vessels, which you can close through meditation with your mind. So you can just move through those two vessels with your thoughts, or sometimes what I've seen other people do is they'll connect those two vessels physically by bringing the tongue up to the roof of your mouth. So that's one way people have tried to connect those two energy vessels. Either way works. So, but just know that the conception vessel starts at your chin. So below the lower lip and above the chin is where the conception vessel starts. So as you breathe out, you're going to move that breath and energy down along the front of your body, and then it'll end at the perineum. So this is the connecting point. And when you breathe in, you're going to move the breath and the energy up along the governing vessel, past the crown chakra, and it'll end in the philtrum, at the philtrum. But when you're actually meditating, there shouldn't be a pause. So it should be continuous. You should form a continuous loop around your body with your breath as the energy moves along these vessels, and try to time your breath along with the movement along these vessels. So we're going to try this with music. And, again, when you're breathing in, you're going to move up. When you're breathing out, you're going to move down. And you move up along the governing vessel. You move down along the conception vessel. So let's try this with music. Okay. So I'm going to slide up just as a guide. So we're going to start our first breath in and bring the focus to your perineum. And as you breathe in, to bring that breath and that energy up along the governing vessel, along your back, past the crown chakra, all the way down the front of your face until you get to the philtrum. And as you breathe out, you're going to carry your breath and your energy down the conception vessel, down the front of your body, until you reach the perineum. And without pausing, well, you can pause for a second between breaths, but try to be continuous. So you're going to again breathe in, carry that breath and energy along the back, up your governing vessel. Bring it to your crown chakra, but don't stop there. Move past that crown chakra, down the front of your face to the philtrum. And then as you exhale, again, you're going to release everything as you exhale. Carry that breath and energy down the conception vessel, all the way down the front of your body until you reach the perineum. And as you're doing this, you want to bring awareness to these vessels in your body. And also, if you feel any resistance, those are what we call the energy blockages. So don't fret, just bring awareness to it and just try to move past it. And we're in later sessions, we're going to show you how to purify those energy vessels. So again, at your perineum, you're going to breathe in, carry that breath and energy along your back, governing vessel, to your crown chakra, and all the way down to your philtrum. And as you exhale, carry that breath and energy down your conception vessel, down the front of your body, until you get to the perineum. You can hold there for a couple of seconds before you breathe in again. It's completely up to you. And then breathe in, up the governing vessel, along the back, past the crown chakra, until you reach the philtrum. You can hold for a few seconds before you exhale and release. Carry that breath and energy down the front of your body, all the way down to the perineum. And hold. And continue that loop. We're going to do that for about 10 minutes. Okay, so I hope everyone enjoyed that. So it's not exactly the easiest form of meditation because you're required to be conscious of every single movement of your breath along these energy vessels. But with practice, it'll definitely get easier and you'll start to experience the health benefits. So, just to recap, today we learned how to use the conception, governing, and penetrating vessels. We also learned that blockages can occur due to stress, anger, sadness, or even from the foods we consume. In the next session, we will learn more specific ways to remove the blockages and purify and cleanse the meridian vessels so that the energy in the universe can travel smoothly inside your body. Please continue to practice what you've learned at home. This practice requires patience and persistence, but in time it will get easier and you will start to feel, once again, all of the health benefits. See you in the next session. And for those who need to leave, feel free to exit the session now. But we will continue we would like to continue or follow up these sessions with a Q&A/discussion session. So for those who have time and who wish to remain, feel free to do so as well. But with that, we also will stop the recording so that we can all feel comfortable, talking about our experiences. So for everyone who needs to leave, we'll see you next week, next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And next week, we will once again discuss purification, which is learning how to unblock those blockages in the energy vessels, which is extremely important. Today, we just identified them and we brought awareness to these vessels and learned how to meditate with that awareness, bringing the energy up and down those three main vessels. But next week, we're going to do the same thing, but then our focus will be on unblocking or unclogging those vessels for a more fulfilling practice. So I will see everyone next week. And for those who'd like to remain for the discussion session, hold tight. So I'm going to stop the recording.